Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Nikki. I am a fourth year homeschooling mom to 5 boys. Yes, it's crazy. Today I am talking all about block scheduling, what that is and what it looks like for us and our homeschool and why we switched to it. Grab yourself some coffee, tea, basket of laundry to fold, or some dishes to wash, because that's what I watch on my YouTube videos. Let's chat all about block scheduling. Alright, so I am fairly new to block scheduling, and I'm a little annoyed that I haven't been doing this the whole time. So first of all, what is block scheduling? What does that look like in a homeschool format? Essentially, block scheduling is a way to organize your homeschool so that you are doing less subjects per day. If you hear my kids, this is real life. It is what it is. Block scheduling is a way for you to do less in your homeschool day. Not to necessarily do less overall, but just to take less out of your schedule in your day. Why do homeschool families do this? The number one obvious reason is because we have a lot to do, but we don't want to be sitting and doing homeschool for hours on end. How do we cover all of the things that we need to cover if we're not doing every single thing all day long? If we're not doing every single subject every single day? This is where block scheduling comes in, and it has been an absolute game changer for us. Not only does it reduce the stress of trying to get through X, Y, and Z in your homeschool day, but it also gives your children the opportunity to dive deeper into the subjects that you're focusing on that day, the subjects that you're focusing on either that day, that semester, that month, which I'll get into. It also lessens the amount of transitions that you have to go through in your homeschool. And I know that I am not alone when I say that I have children who struggle transitioning from one thing to another. And that is the reason why I searched for what else we could do, what we could change, and block scheduling was the answer to that. Now, if you have done a more traditional homeschool schedule, as in, doing reading, writing, math, science, history, geography, doing all of those things regularly, it is going to be a transition for your kids to get on board with block scheduling. But I will say, when I sat my kids down, and they're young, like this year I'm only homeschooling full-time 2 of them, and I also have a preschooler who comes in and joins us a couple times a week. But for them, being 7 and 8, when I sat them down at the beginning of this year, well, the beginning of 2022, we started this in February. When I sat them down and explained what we were going to do, at first they were like, so we're only going to do math? We're only going to do reading? I don't like that. They were hesitant, but after just 1 week, they were like, yes, let's do this. They loved it. They continue to love it. And it has been just pure gold for us. It really has. Okay, so the next question, how do I do this? How do I implement this? How can I organize my homeschool in such a way to mimic a block schedule? So there are a couple different ways that you can do this, and it is going to depend on the age of your children, the level that they're at, grade-wise, education-wise. That's all going to vary. So I'm going to specifically speak on elementary-aged kids right now. That's what I know, and so I'm speaking from experience, but I am sure that there are other resources out there if you have older kids. And I will share a little bit from what I have researched that can help you if you do have older kids. So for us, because my kids are so young still, Our main priority are the basics. Reading, writing, math. Those are the basics. So for us, the way that we are doing it, this is one way that you can implement a block schedule. You can do reading and English language arts on one day, math on another. That's it. That's the split. Pick however you want that schedule to look like. Pick 2 to 3 days a week to do reading, and language arts, 2 to 3 days a week to do math, and you roll from there. So for us, what that looks like is doing 2 days of math, 2 days of language arts and reading. That 5th day of the week is our co-op day. So we don't do any of our other curriculum on our co-op day. So we have 4 days out of our week that we are sitting down and doing any type of curriculum work. On Mondays, we do English language arts and reading. On Tuesdays, we do math. On Thursdays, we are back to doing English language arts and reading. And on Fridays, we do math. That is what is working for us. My biggest question when I first started hearing about block scheduling and wondering how to do this, I'm thinking, how do you get through everything? Like, how are we ever going to get through this curriculum if we're only doing one thing a day? And the answer is, generally, you should be doing 2 to 3 lessons per day of that one subject. So what that looks like for us is Mondays, when my son does language arts, he does 2 lessons. He is doing the good and the beautiful language arts, so he does 2 lessons of the good and the beautiful language arts. My other son, who is doing all about reading, he currently is we will do 1 lesson of all about reading, and then he does a lesson of explode the code because he is still working on those phonics. So for him, that is the thing that he has to focus on. We do 1 of the AAR and 1 explode the code, and then that's all that they have for that day. On Tuesdays, they do 2 lessons of math. Now, I think this is where it can be a little bit tricky. You have to use your judgment on if your kids can do 2 full lessons at a time. Sometimes my kids can do it. Sometimes they can't. For example, all about reading. If you are familiar with that curriculum, you know that some of those lessons are very long. They are so long, in fact, that before we did block scheduling, it would sometimes take us an entire week to get through 1 lesson. So on those days, when we get to those lessons, he will only do that. And even that 1 lesson, we will split up and do half of it that day and half of it on our next reading day. I don't stress about trying to get it all done at once. We just work in a manageable time frame. So for us, that looks like throughout an entire week, we are generally getting through 4 lessons in math, 4 lessons in reading and language arts. Another thing that I was thinking through when I started researching block scheduling and how are you doing it all? How are you getting through all this? That's all that you do in a day. We do writing every single day, whether that is a journal entry or a page out of their Scholastic writing book. We will generally do 1 of those a day. So at the end of the week, they have done 3 to 4 pieces of writing alongside of their other curriculum. Now, this is not including any of the things that we do in our morning time. In our morning time, we are covering history, geography, music, all of those things. So that is a separate thing. That's a separate video for another day about morning time. But for our block scheduling, and I think specifically for elementary aged kids, if you are looking to do block scheduling, you want to focus on those core subjects: math, reading, English language arts, and writing. If you have older kids, this is what block scheduling could look like for you. If they're solid on their math and their writing and their reading, obviously they are going to be doing those things a lot easier than my kids are right now. So block scheduling for older kids can look like, instead of doing history, science, geography every single day, you can break that up a little bit. So you can say, okay, we're going to do this entire first semester, we are only going to focus on history. So they will do their reading, their language arts, their math, writing, and history. And that's all that you focus on for an entire semester. No science, no geography, nothing else, only history. Second semester, we're going to move on and we are only going to focus on science, whatever science that is for you. So we will do our math, you will do math, language arts, writing, and science. So that is one way you can break it up. You can break it up in semesters. Or another way that you can do this, and this would work for all ages, is you can break it up by month. Okay, this month we are only doing history. Outside of our core subjects, the extra is going to be history. Next month we are going to do earth science. The next month we are going to do geography. The next month we are doing Greek mythology, or whatever it is. So that is another way that you can, that works with all ages, is if you're trying to find a way to add in those extra things, instead of trying to do them every single day, break it up by month. Do one thing per month throughout the school year and see if that will work for you. Like I said, this has been an absolute game changer for us. I am really annoyed at myself that I did not know about this sooner, because it has just been so life-giving to us. It is exactly what we needed to get us out of that slump that we were feeling. It has made me look forward to homeschool again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have found it helpful and encouraging. If you are needing a change in your homeschool, if you're interested in trying block scheduling, I highly, highly recommend giving it a shot. For us, it has been totally worth it, and I'm so thankful that it was the answer to get us out of our slump this year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Give it a big ol' thumbs up if you did. Make sure you subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay.